Hello everyone, my name is Stark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the exclusive San Diego Comic-Con 2024 edition, Jiren Final Battle, the other exclusive edition that was not a fan favorite out of a lot of people, but I myself really liked the way that he looked. And I'm going to get into why in just a minute. But I finally got this guy after the pre-orders in Premium Bandai from last year. He finally came in, and he currently is available in Premium Bandai because of T-Week. So I'm recording all of these while T-Week is going on and all the whole mishandled mess happened. So without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have Final Battle Jiren in his exclusive Colors edition. And this guy stands at a whopping 16.5 centimeters. That is a total of 6.5 inches. Very nice, very nice. So this guy is pretty well known within the Dragon Ball community, from what I heard, as one of the best Dragon Ball figures out there. And I tested him a little bit, and I can definitely see why he's regarded that way. Now, do I think he's like top 10? Actually, perhaps. So, yeah, overall, his look, pretty much the top of him is fairly similar to the original release, although he is a little bit more pinkish. From what I can recall, I don't have the original release, but I definitely seen a lot of him in the past. And of course, we have his shiny metallic colors, which is the reason why people didn't really like him and thought he was just a lazy release. In my opinion, I like it. I like it a lot more than the basic matte colors. Now, do I think that the matte colors are bad? No, I actually think they're good. But I think this is more akin to the actual anime, because in the anime, during the final battle in the Tournament of Power, he is pretty much covered in an aura, a red burning aura, and that kind of converts him into a pinkish blob, kind of. So if I can recall correctly, I'm looking at a picture of him right now. Let me give you Jiren full power. I'll be using a picture as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using the Dokkan picture because that actually represents the best thing ever. So he actually has this pinkish aura every single time he goes full power. There's very minimal instances where he doesn't have it. So there is that. I actually think he looks really good with this pink colorish look, and I don't think it's the biggest deal ever. So yeah, people didn't like it, but at the same time, I like it. And this is my first Jiren, and I like this Jiren a lot more. Now, would I probably get the basic one where, like the base form Jiren? Absolutely, I need that guy still. But would I get the full power that's not fully colored in? Probably not. Just because I already have this guy. But yeah, overall, I think he looks really good. I love the metallic shiny colors of these figures. It does make them feel a little bit more, quote-unquote, exclusive. But articulation-wise, this guy has some really good and really nice articulation. So for the neck, he can look down very far. My god, that is insane. That is like he's looking at his pecs, very similar to Full Power Frieza, of course. Looking up, pretty good as well. Side to side, very good. Rocket back and forth, side to side, all that sort of good stuff. Butterfly joints, he has really good butterfly joints. His length of arms is not the greatest, so he can definitely get his arms across from each other, which is really good. But one thing that I will suggest is that this one, for me, kind of gets caught on something in the back. I don't know what it is, but it does get caught in there, so I would just say be a little bit careful with it. With both, actually. He can rotate his arms 360 degrees. He has a bicep swivel that this one is a little bit tight, so I might have to finagle around with it. Probably add some shock oil if I need to, probably warm it up. but I'm going to try not to do much with it. It should rotate 360 degrees. There you go. That feels a lot better now, actually. Very good. So this one also works very well. Double jointed elbow, which I think is one of the better looking double jointed elbows, because it actually has the elbow itself. And it has something that I've always been advocating for, and that is the double ball peg wrists. Not a hinge wrist, but a double ball peg. That is actually insane. I don't think I have any other figure that has this. And it has its ups and it has its downsides. For this one, I actually would not have minded if he had a wrist hinge. I don't know. I'm just kind of going back and forth. I feel like for the smaller figures, it works. The wrist hinges works. For the bigger figures, the wrist hinges works because they have more plastic on them. For the smaller figures, either just the peg itself or the double ball peg would have been much nicer. Ab crunch, he can go down this far, which is really good. Backwards this far, which is great. And of course, swivel side to side. Legs, he can kick forward about 90 degrees. It's a little bit less than I thought. And he can't kick backwards unless you pull his leg outward, of course. And you can kick forward too as well with his leg kind of outwards too. He can do the splits perfectly, which is great. Thank you, Jiren. He has a thigh swivel. Now, if you have this figure, or if you just got it, or are waiting to get it, be careful with this one. I would just say just move it very, very carefully, because what most likely will happen is that the paint itself already got sealed shut onto the leg and some of the bulge areas. So just either put it in warm water if you would like, or just very gently just kind of rotate it until you hear like a little snap. That doesn't mean that it broke. That just means that the paint separated from it. I did it with both of these. They both did a snap. I probably should have kept it in the video, honestly. But they both snapped. Don't worry about it too much. Now, what I will say about my figure in general is that he has loose knees. Well, this one is loose on the bottom, and this one is loose on the top. That is funny. But the knees work really well. Actually, perfect. That's amazing. Jesus Christ. Foot goes down about that far, up about this far, and I thought it was going to be a perfect toe hinge. Never mind. It's a decent toe. It's a really good toe hinge, but not perfect. But yeah, this guy has some amazing articulation, and the aesthetic for me is perfect. Now, that is definitely preferential, but of course, you would have only gotten this, one, if you didn't have the original full power Jiren, or two, if you like the colors as well. So that's preferential. For me, I didn't have both of them. I didn't have either. So this one was a perfect addition. Now let's move on to the accessories, because he actually has a decent amount. So let's look at those real quick. Alright, so for accessories, this guy comes with like the basic standard. He is a bald person, so he is going to have just initial face sculpts as well, like full-on head sculpts instead of just face sculpts. Now, one thing I do have an issue with is that these, you can see how hard the lines on the molding is. Like, holy crap. That's a little bit odd and distracting. Normally, Bandai is pretty good at, like, not having these, so it is definitely odd that the faces do have them. Now, I would like to know, for those, this is a very, like, specific question. So for those that have the original Final Battle Jiren or Full Power Jiren, does he have these factory lines as well? Or molding lines as well? Because I would like to know. But this is a great teeth-gritting face. Now, people always get confused because he has the shines on his eyes. No, that's not his pupils. The pupils are the pure black eyes. So, if he looks weird in some photos, that's because of the figure itself. So, shouting face, which looks really nice. This one is the biggest offender because it just looks like he's looking that way. So, it's weird. And we have a getting hit in the gut face, kind of. I love this one. This one's really nice. We do have a fire effect, or a ki blast effect, of course. 2 karate chop hands, which are actually really nice. We also have 2 grasping hands and 2 ki blast shooting hands. So yeah, overall, leading into my final thoughts, I think this Jiren is really nice. He does come with a decent amount of accessories, and I like what he comes with. That is very subjective, though. So, if you don't think he has that many accessories, I can kind of agree with that. Especially since he is an exclusive. A lot of times with exclusives, they give accessories to them. I would have wished he came with like a crossed arm accessory, but that is mostly for the base form Jiren. But overall, I'm going to give this guy an 8 out of 10. He has amazing articulation. He has really good amount of accessories, and the pricing for this figure is not terrible. Yes, he is $75. But overall, he is actually better priced than Trunks because he is a bigger figure. He has pretty much the same accessories without the sword and everything like that. But he has better articulation as well in terms of the upper body. Well, kind of. It's very debatable. But at the same time, Trunks, he's going to sell a lot more than Jiren. Jiren is 75. Honestly, they could have definitely charged a lot more for him, but I'm glad they didn't. So, yeah. That's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.